October 11th, 2018, National Coming Out Day. A day where people like me feel comfortable enough to be themselves and to talk openly about their identities. Now, I'm not really good at this whole talking about my feelings thing, but it needs to be said, so here we go. I am non-binary. Crazy, I know. Being non-binary means you identify as a gender that doesn't fit in between the binary male and female that society puts on us all. I'm here to talk about me and my story. I cut my hair in sophomore year of high school. Nobody knew I was going to do it, including me, until I actually decided to. I went up to my mom and said, "How would you feel about me cutting my hair short?" Like guy short, I think was my exact phrasing. She looked at me and said, "Okay, we'll take you to get your hair cut. We'll make an appointment." Shortly after cutting my hair, I came out as bisexual, and I got into a relationship with a girl for the first time. And I was happy. Like, happier than I ever had been before. Until I realized that something still felt wrong. Around junior year, the gender crisis began, and let me tell you, it was not a fun time. It really is something that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. Waking up every day in a body that you don't feel is yours it's not fun. From the beginning, there was always the thought that I could be non-binary, but I figured I could just identify as non-binary and still use female pronouns because I didn't want to go through the whole telling people to use different pronouns for me thing. I didn't want to have to explain my gender. I didn't want to have to explain that I'm not doing it for attention or that it is a real thing, because a lot of people think it's not, or that people identify as non-binary for the attention, which isn't true at all. I wasn't ready to come out as non-binary, and I especially wasn't ready to explain myself. The whole gender crisis thing was a really bad time for me. I was sad. I was just really sad. I didn't know who I was, and I think part of me was scared to know who I was because I identified so strongly with this gender crisis that I was going through that I felt like if I wasn't going through this gender crisis, then I wouldn't really be myself. You know, I know that doesn't make any sense, but when you're going through something like that, nothing really makes sense. So, that's how I felt. Coming to terms with the fact that I was non-binary was terrifying. I feared rejection so much that I didn't come out to a lot of people in the beginning, and I still struggle with coming out to people as non-binary face-to-face. Hence why I'm making this video. Hey guys. Most people want there to be male, female, nothing in between or outside of that binary, but the truth is that there are so many people who identify outside of that binary. There's not just two genders, and there's an endless world of genders and sexualities and pronouns and ways that people can identify that aren't male or female. Everything is fluid, nothing is binary. People should be able to identify however they want and express themselves however they want without this fear of rejection that society puts on them, which is what I went through a lot. And there's no reason for it. Being told that you're not valid or that you're making up your gender for attention crushes everything inside of you, because that's your identity, that's who you are, and being told that you can't be who you are is the worst feeling in the world. And nobody should have to go through that, but people go through it every day. People struggle with that every day of their lives. Many people identify with genders that aren't on the binary. Many people identify with no gender, like me. It's crazy that people have to be scared of themselves. As many of you know, and can probably tell from this video, I shop in the men's section. Not only because men's clothes tend to be more comfortable physically, but because they make me feel more like myself. I feel more comfortable in men's clothes rather than women's clothes. And that's okay, because I can present however I want, even if it doesn't match what I identify as. Clothes aren't gendered, makeup isn't gendered, hairstyles aren't gendered, nothing is gendered And I don't understand why people think that they are. I don't understand why a guy can't rock a dress without being made fun of or beaten up. I have also started using they, them pronouns for myself because they make me feel more comfortable. I feel more comfortable not sticking to one of the binary pronouns. I prefer they, them. And I do prefer they, them, but female pronouns are still fine. It doesn't really bother me if you use female pronouns. I just prefer they, them. So if you decide that you do want to start using they, them for me and you slip up and use she, her, it's fine. I'm cool. We're all good. The biggest thing I've struggled with being non-binary and coming out as non-binary is my name. And as much as I love the name Haley, I don't feel like it's me. I've started referring to myself as Hale, and all my friends call me Hale. And that's fine. I feel like that's more gender inclusive. But I don't think I'm going to stick with the name forever. I don't feel like it's me. I feel like I would be more comfortable in my own body if I didn't have that name. I haven't found the perfect one yet, though. But I'll let you guys know when I do. And I'll be like, hey, call me this. I did the finger guns. I hate myself. You know when you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror, and as much as you change the way your hair looks and as many outfits as you put on, you just don't feel right. You just feel like something's off. Well, that's kind of what being non-binary feels like to me. I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror and I don't feel like this is my body. And, I'm making changes to feel better about myself and to make myself more comfortable in my body. And those changes will come with time because I'm not really sure what I want in the future yet. I don't know how I want to proceed. I don't know where I'm going to be in 10 years with this whole identity. But I'm sure by the end of it all, I'll be okay.